scientific research, case studies, or real-world applications. Unlock your super memory. The science-backed hacks to remember everything. Never forget again. Have you ever walked into a room and completely forgotten why you were there? Or met someone and forgot their name seconds later? You're not alone. But what if I told you there's a scientifically proven way to remember anything for life? In this video, we're going deep into the secrets of memory mastery. From ancient memory palaces to brain hacks used by world champions, I'll show you how to never forget anything again. And it all starts now. Stick around because at the end, I'll reveal the #1 memory trick that geniuses like Elon Musk and Einstein used, why we forget, and how memory works. Before we fix memory, we need to understand why we forget. Your brain isn't bad at remembering. It's just really good at forgetting things it thinks are unimportant. The science of forgetting. Your brain filters out 90% of information to avoid overload. The Ebbinghaus forgetting curve. We forget 50% of new info within an hour unless reinforced. Stress, distractions, and lack of deep focus destroy memory. Pause the video and try to recall what you had for lunch last Tuesday. Hard, right? That's because your brain didn't store it as important. But I'll show you how to change that. The Memory Palace. The Memory Palace method is a 2,500-year-old technique used by the greatest minds in history. How it works. 1. Choose a familiar place, your house, a school, or a street you know well. 2. Visualize objects you want to remember placed in specific locations. 3. Walk through the memory palace mentally whenever you need to recall information. One example. Let's say you need to memorize a grocery list. Milk, eggs, and bread. Picture a huge milk waterfall in your front door, eggs cracking on your couch, and giant bread loaf stacked in your kitchen. Your brain remembers images better than words. Scientific proof. Memory champions use this method to memorize thousands of numbers. The Feynman technique. Want to learn faster and retain more? The Feynman technique, used by Nobel Prize winner Richard Feynman, is your answer. How it works. 1. Pick a concept you want to remember. 2. Explain it like you're teaching a 5-year-old. 3. If you struggle, simplify it even more. Example. If you're learning about gravity, don't just memorize equations, explain it as if you were teaching a child using simple words. This forces your brain to truly understand and remember the concept. The spaced repetition system. Want to never forget anything? The spaced repetition system, SRS, is your secret weapon. How it works. Review information at increasing intervals, 1 day, 3 days, 7 days, etc. Apps like Anki, Quizlet use this technique for effective memorization. Works for language learning, studying, and even remembering people's names. Example. Instead of cramming for a test, study in small chunks over several days. Your brain will naturally retain more. Visualization, chunking. Your brain loves visuals, patterns, which is why the chunking method is so powerful. How it works. Instead of remembering random digits, 7,394,829,104, break them into chunks. 739,482,104. Use images to represent information, e.g., turning names into pictures. Practical everyday applications. Now that you know the techniques, here's how to use them in everyday life. Memory boosting habits. Morning brain warm-up. Spend 5 minutes visualizing your goals for the day. Use the memory palace to remember people's names. Practice active recall. Summarize a book or podcast from memory to reinforce it. Now that you've unlocked your super memory, it's time to take action. Comment below. Which memory trick are you going to try first? Like, subscribe for more brain hacks. God, watch this next. How to learn anything, tanks faster.